crisis line for government? Is this the crisis line?
This is a crisis team.
Okay, well, I just cried to someone and told them that I could not flee abuse, basically, and I was in a crisis situation, and I didn't have, she recommended that I have transportation to Gulfman. The only thing that she wanted to know what services I wanted. I said that I don't have rights that other citizens have, and I have to just to be straightforward and get ask for the services that that location is willing to give me. It doesn't matter what I want because I don't get them. So I asked, what services are you willing to give me? And she said that perhaps I can get therapy, and that's the only thing that other locations are willing to offer me. I'll take it if they will offer that. And then she said there was transportation, and then I was transferred to some kind of empty mailbox.
Oh, that's not okay. Hold on one moment.
So she said that wasn't okay. Let's see what happens now.
Hi, Miss Clark.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
Okay, I don't know what's happening. You said Miss Clark. So
Yes,
what was
ma'am.
told to you?
That you were just speaking with Diana, and she came up saying that you were having questions about an appointment.
I don't know what's happening. What I asked what services you guys were willing to give me because I'm discriminated against and I don't get services. So I just wanted to not waste time and see what you were willing to offer me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it looks to me like you maybe spoke with someone in intake on May 29th.
You're not willing to tell me the services that you're going to let me get.
Well, I'm gonna look at what took place in that conversation on the 29th of May.
Okay, so I can't know. Are you going to even give me? Are you going to even allow me to get any services? Period. Would it even be? Or will it my time be wasted and not get them? Because if up front you're hiding what you do, then what is the relevancy of me coming down repeatedly doing applications to get thrown in the trash and get nowhere?
Um, so you spoke with Tracy Allen in intake, and she asked if you were able to come in. But she said you weren't able to clarify if you were able to come in or not.
I didn't have transportation. She withheld the fact that you provide transportation.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am, we do provide transportation, and I'm assuming. Hang on, give me 1 second. Let me just read over the entire document, okay? Okay. Okay, so to me it looks like you were approved to start
Okay,
services
I did hear you
by
say, reading up under your breath, Kiana argued. Okay, so Kiana argued. I get this repeatedly over for years. So I heard you saying that under her breath that she argued what?
um Mrs. Keanu argued that she should be receiving counseling services at Goldston Center. Is that what you were wanting, counseling?
I asked what you guys were. I'm being discriminated against, and I just wanted to cut the chase and ask what you would allow me to have. I don't know why she would omit that I'm fleeing a domestic violence crisis that involves the government, and then says that I argued, and then repeatedly over and over I'm mistreated like this. So it's pointless. So what are you guys willing to do? Because typically people just throw my information in the trash and scam to keep me from services to stay out of prison.
Right, okay, I
So I
understand.
don't
And
know.
then
I
what's
just
a
want
good
to cut to the chase. It doesn't because I go place to place to place that discriminate against me. So can you
right,
just
yes,
tell me
ma'am.
before I'm discriminated against what you're willing to offer?
Well, to me, it looks like you were approved to start services. So the next step would be for you to come in
I
and
don't know
meet
what
with
the
an.
services are, man.
Well, for mental and behavioral health care. So that means like medication management services, case management
What is
services,
case management?
case management. Well, so the case managers are the people here at Goldston Center that are assigned to you, and they'll come out and meet with you depending on how frequently you're needing to be met with. It could be weekly, bi-weekly, once a month. It just depends. But they help you with if you need resources or skills building, anything like that. They're there to help you and get you resources or help. Um, so that's what that means is you've just been approved to start these services. And if you don't have insurance, the program that you've been approved for, it will help you be able to acquire these services.
Okay.
So they just need for you to come in and meet with intake so that they could do the assessment part, so that way you don't have to worry about doing it when you come in for an initial appointment for medication or
They
your
stole my ID,
orientation
so
appointment.
I don't have my ID, but should already have a copy on file.
Okay, yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Um,
I'd like to set up transportation to get there.
okay, so um, I'm gonna put you on a brief hold, and I'm gonna get with the intake girls and see when would be a good day for you to come in and do that with transportation. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, hold on 1 second.
So what the government does is they ostracize and isolate you and target you and keep you from getting all kind of assistance and help. And then they let one open that's controlled and highly monitored be for mental health treatment. Then they have an alibi to get away with crimes. They've done this years. So they're forcing me to go get mental health treatment. Then they control all the providers like they've already done at this location to slander me and report saying that I'm schizophrenic. Then they have an alibi for crimes. So I'm going in there on my own getting mental health treatment, and these controlled environments that are falsifying information and documentation are saying I'm schizophrenic. That way they can flee themselves from charges that they've acquired for a decade plus. Now they have their alibi. Free themselves from charges. So this book that I was trying to get, My Life Targeted Then and Now, something like that, The Art of Letting Go, The Power of Detachment, nothing on targeted individuals anymore. They would love this book. I already have this. And I kept getting railroaded to read this book. It was an excellent book. This site has altered and hiding several different books. It wants me to read this book right here, My Life Before and After Becoming a Targeted Individual. Okay, it immediately did this when I started recording, just sitting down. It does this in videos too. Okay. So the government wants people to believe that I'm schizophrenic, but this is a book that you can purchase. Just about all this experience is chronic. Targeted individuals are those who are experiencing various forms of surveillance, harassment. Just about all this experience, chronic TIS experience, chronic, highly organized stalking. Many targets also experience a sudden, inexplicable fracturing of personal and work relationships. Businesses are sabotaged and become impossible to sustain. Items from locked homes and cars are routinely found missing. Computers consistently malfunction and appear to be extremely controlled. Phones are hacked and automobiles need constant repair. Then there are what appears to be electronic assault activities affecting both mind and body. Symptoms range from burning sensations on various parts of the body to the hearing of internal voices and uncontrolled movements of the arms and legs. That happens. The result for those affected is a life void of hope, a life characterized by unrelenting fear, resentment, pain, and despair. In the United States, the military is credited with having developed the technology to implement this fantastic campaign to destroy human psyche. That's why they have to be psychologically abusive. But that is not the whole story. The reality is that targeting is by no means limited to being an American problem, where there is a global one, and while few targets comprehend the actual agenda behind the predatory attacks that they suffer, the truth is that no target was ever randomly chosen. Found out their secret heritage and why they have been marked for ostensibly senseless persecution. So I have pain, I need knee replacements, and I was railroaded to get some injections. So it took like an hour to get the injections. But when my abuser was mad, I'd have pain in my body, and I would, multiple different parties have witnessed it. And it was excruciating pain, and it happened at hospitals too. And I noticed that hospital staff would come in on cue and try to distract me, and I'm in excruciating pain, doubled over, and then they distract me. You want a pillow and water, and I'm trying to put pressure on my calf because I realized that doing that it makes the pressure isn't as great, and they were trying to distract me and make me feel this pain. What if I'm double back over, and why would you offer me a pillow? Then somebody else came in and offered a water, and it felt like abuse because they saw that I was trying to get the kink out of my leg, but they were trying to distract me on cue. I don't know how this repeatedly keeps happening. It has to happen at Austin Street. And then when it happened, it was even worse. Then I thought I needed to call 911. I was doubled over, yelling, forced to be in a tent. And people were looking off, pretending like they didn't see me. I could be getting murdered, but the whole campground pretended like they didn't see, didn't know what was happening. So then after that happened, they put everybody out the camping ground. And to this day, this man had this camping ground open for people that were homeless. But for some reason, he put everybody off property, and it's a no trespassing sign. So I don't know, when I was in Hill County Jail and I did a rant, and then like clockwork, I had this debilitating pain from nowhere, and I had to sit down. But it repeatedly kept happening. When I would say something that they didn't like, I'd have this pain. If anybody would be willing to do law enforcement, all one would have to do is investigate. I just want you guys to know what the government has up its sleeve for people that just simply don't deserve it. So I don't know how true the book is, but the book is stating that even if I flee to another location, I could possibly have the same situation even fleeing to another location. So it's just something that I'm trapped in. So they win, and I will just be forced, if they allow me to get controlled toxic mental health treatment. This I need it for mental clarity until they just set up another attack, or try to interrupt housing. So I want you to hear what I was reporting. So the other situation was interrupted by a call from Grand Prairie Police.
I'm Sebastian, Grand Prairie Police Department.
Oh, okay. Your badge number?
253.
Okay, I'm trying to do a report.
You called us, right?
I don't know what's happening. If you're calling to take a report, interrupting me getting my report number, so I've repeatedly experienced this years. Like things were carefully orchestrated. You call to do a report and won't do it.
No, I'm asking you what type of report needs to be made.
Why was the purpose of them getting all that information for you not to know why you're calling?
Let's start from the beginning. Is this 46937?
I'm just not quite certain if you call the number. Yeah, that's the number. Okay, you can't look at your phone to decipher.
Police officer. I was supposed to call you, the police officer, if you wanted to make some type of report.
Okay, you didn't think that maybe as a police officer that you can look at your phone and know the number that you called? They need a strategy to set up more prank calls to terrorize me. Nonetheless, I like to report how I was deprived of my right to go to the mental health court, and how I was violated at Parkland Hospital. I was trying to flee abuse there, and something was misconstrued. And I was also trying to report things going on with my credit card where I couldn't use it, my debit card. It would repeatedly get cut off. And then something was odd was going because funds could disappear out of my account. And then when this started happening, they hid my balance from my receipt. So I went to the police department and I said that my balance is now hid, and they don't want me to know because I'm being systematically robbed. And I showed the police my receipt and told them what was going on with my card. Well, it was things where it was weird, and I really didn't get a lot resolved. And I called around, and just nothing really happened. So then I asked to speak with the victim's advocate because I told them I was fleeing abuse and going through something, and they played games and gave me the runaround. So I walked around on my own, and I actually found a location with the victim's advocate. So I sat there, they were friendly, did paperwork, and I was there about 30 minutes, and then something happened. The police came, and then they told me they couldn't help and had me leave. So it was weird. I didn't get anything resolved of what was going on with my debit card and how money hid my balance, and showed the police I've been living a long time. Why would they hide your balance? So nonetheless, they kept doing it, and I kept being robbed. So nonetheless, I left upset because I was terrified and how kind of things happen. So I called and asked for local resources because I was new to the area. They said that you can hear in this location whoever I was talking to, you have to call the police, and they come out to you and give it to you. And I had just left the police, and I didn't feel comfortable, but they said that that's how whoever I was talking to said that that's how they do it in Grand Prairie. So I called the police and asked for resources. The police said we can't help you unless you tell us what's going on, give us more detail. So I pulled out my files. I showed them how I went to the FBI and reported multiple different false arrests. I showed them footage of me being ran off the road and someone standing in front of the car. I showed them evidence of harassing calls and other police department reports I've done on harassment. And then when they had all the evidence, they handcuffed me and took me to Parkland Hospital, where I was mistreated and violated, and then deprived of my right to attend the mental illness court, and that's what I wanted to report. How whenever police departments commit crimes, how the courts and multiple different other accomplices cover for their crimes.
All right, let's break everything down. If it's involving the credit card, I need you to come up here and see me with your bank statement and your credit card thing. Also, you should have reported fraud to your bank. You should have a fraud investigator name and number for the financial people to thing. If you make that fraud account with the credit card bank, then they should do an investigation on your account. If they do an investigation on your account, they find out it's fraud, they will turn it over to the police department or refund your money. Have you contacted the fraud department of your bank?
They tell me to contact the police department, and the police department is denying law enforcement and blaming it on everybody else for their crimes. So I really don't get anywhere. Because the police department keeps telling me to go to other party, deflecting on the fact that they're actively committing a crime, tampering with evidence, and denying me investigation. So in the police department's criminal activity, they keep railroading me to speak with other parties when they're depriving me of the right for them to do law enforcement. They're deliberately trying to sidetrack and railroad me into people to deprive me of law enforcement, and then doing that in strategies in which they perceive they won't get caught. So when I come in and do police reports, you guys deprive me of law enforcement, and then railroad me into other parties trying to have me believe that people that can't help will help, and then trying to pretend like that they are really not denying law enforcement. So I did come there and I showed him the evidence, and then he pretended like he was going to investigate it, and that didn't happen. So if you're denying me law enforcement over and over again and then never get accountability, and you keep telling me to go to other parties to get law enforcement, including the con of going to an attorney to report crimes, I can't combat you guys never getting accountability for crimes you repeatedly commit.
The bank account, the highlight, the dates and times that you say somebody.
I've already came in there and shown it to you. I showed him I'm not being heard. It said that I showed him that I was being systematic. First off, I was being systematically robbed. I don't know. What kind of crime is that? I'm not able to speak. What kind of crime is that for someone to systematically defraud you out of funds in your account and then hide I'm not able to speak. Call to call. I think that's a red flag when I'm reporting actually happened. If I can't do reports, if people are speaking while I'm doing reports.
I need to see documentation. Come up here with your bank statement. Show me where is this happening at. I need you to show me the date and time that you contacted the bank and made a fraud complaint with the bank first.
That's not what I'm communicating to you. And this happens call to call. You interrupted. This woman wasn't going to come up with the records anyway, which is why you needed to call and interrupt. But nonetheless, I'm not being heard. I was being systematically robbed from funds in my bank account. And then my receipt, I'm not being heard. I can't do my report if you won't let me speak. This happens call to call. If I was being systematically robbed and then they hid my balance on it because I could detect that I was being robbed blind with funds just sitting in my account, just disappearing, and with me not spending it. I'll say it to my one card.
Did you report that to the bank fraud section?
I reported it to the police. I'm not being heard, and then I showed him evidence on how it then, when I kept being repeatedly robbed, how it hid my balance. And I had never seen it until I got targeted. Have you ever had a receipt where they hid your balance? When you go check have you ever seen?
The bank should have looked at that on a fraud complaint, and they should.
I did report it to a bank actually in Mesquite, and they covered for it.
And when you did it with the bank, what did the bank say?
They covered for it, and I heard, but I want to concentrate on. I came there, and I would like to concentrate on where the report is that I gave you guys, and not deflect on blaming someone else for your active crime.
Yeah, what report number did you get from us?
I don't have the report number. I'd like to give you my name.
Or give me your last name.
He's gonna pull it up. Sure. Thank you. I also reported my abuser, but every place I've ever been to report him has never found my report of him. Spoke to someone. Do you think that would be a red flag? He's actually committing crimes if all jurisdictions cover for him and leave his name out the reports? All of them? You're a police?
I mean, I don't.
What's your name? What's your name?
All right, I'm pulling up your name.
You don't want me to know your name? Do you have to figure it out?
Who name?
That's somebody else did that. They said, she asked me if I was talking to her, and I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. And then she tried to say, I didn't know if you were talking to someone in your environment. I'd let someone in and be in my environment and not know their name. But do you know your name yet?
425 or what year?
I would like to know your name.
Ma'am, I gave you my name, Bastion, patrol number 253. Bastin. Your date of birth was 4th now.
Okay, what are the reports that I made?
Last time you made a report was 196190. You made another report 197302. And then all your reports that you made 16891.
What were the reports regarding?
I don't know. You have to come get them, man. If you want to see your report, come in the station and give you your name and date of birth, just like I did, and they will give you all your reports.
Okay, so why does the police department hide reports now?
We ain't hiding reports.
If you won't tell me what's going on with the reports and who my investigator is, you're absolutely hiding it. And then making me come down and you get all my information and then scam that I have to go down and get records that I can never obtain. I'm not in that location to get the records that way. And then why would you say that either all the records are there and then hide police department after police department do the same thing? How would that benefit me if you take a report and then hide what I'm reporting?
Give me 1 minute of your attention. You come up here, you go up to our record.
I'm not in that. That's not inconvenient for me. You know it. You already know who I am, and I believe it's prearranged. That's not convenient for me to come in. I don't live in that area.
And you can call them up, and they will send it to you through an email.
Who call who?
So call them up and see if they can send it.
Who is them?
Records.
Records. Do you have their number?
I'll give you a number right now, man.
There has to be the runaround to get nowhere.
You ready to write this number now?
I am.
972-237-8790. And ask for records, and they will tell you records is closed right now till 1 o'clock.
They're not going to give me my records. It's fruitless. I've tried years, cons, everywhere I've been. It's just a waste of time. I can't get them. Okay, sir.
Have a good day, man.
You too. Well, it's either this or being in jail in isolation. Because I will be isolated. So the police department I was on the line with didn't answer the phone. Like he wanted to help. This happens all the time. I get prank calls or someone knocking at the door, deliberately interrupting me, trying to incriminate people. Shelter staff, it's out of control. I have to do a report. That's Tyrese.
And what kind of report?
Yes, on government officials taking bribes and slandering me in jail on false charges. That's Austin. And terrorizing me in schemes and depriving me of recreation and other civil rights violations.
Okay. Are you incarcerated or?
I was incarcerated for trying to report death threats, and they knew it and covered for it and deprived me of proper legal representation, denied me of bonds and corruption, my right to use the phone. I have a capability to hire my own attorney. Psychological abuse and torment. Guards would start arguments and pay inmates there.
Okay.
The jail tried to ostracize and isolate me and control the inmates that I could be around.
Ma'am, can I have your address for jurisdiction purposes?
I was homeless.
I'm sorry?
Homeless. I was at the Arch Shelter. I'm homeless.
Give me just a moment.
Can you express to me why all these calls they want to intimidate and bully? It's like it's systematically strategized and planned.
I cannot. What I can do is help you get.
But if you're law enforcement and I can't get it, then that would not be very beneficial to me.
I'm not law
to express to
enforcement.
why everyone.
I
thought I was calling the police department.
I
don't know what was
I'm
happening.
trying to assist you.
And started arguments.
Okay, ma'am, I'm trying to assist you. If this behavior continues, I can't assist you.
I agree. That's why I'm trying to get down to the bottom of why people start arguments. Hello? Yes, as I stated again, you want me to repeat myself? I've had false arrests, and they're controlling my environments to enlist people to be accomplices to mind games and abuse. They're deliberately trying to ostracize and isolate me, and have actually been at churches. So I'm a government witness.
You're a government witness?
I am.
Okay.
And then
where are you located?
In this area, which is why I reached out. And I was wanting to know, she said that you could possibly be a support system.
Yes, I could talk with you and help you out that way.
I think helping being loving and compassionate, it would help both of us out as being Christians and godly people.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
would also benefit you as well. When I help people, it benefits me as well.
Yes. So, where are you in Victoria?
People say this all the time. I'm in the same location. Yes. Or were you coming to get me?
I'm with you. Yes.
Are you coming to get me?
Well, where are you?
Or are you asking me this to come get me because you keep saying the location?
No, I'm not coming to get you. I just want to know that you're all right.
But you keep asking if the location over and over again, and I keep telling you, and you just keep saying it. So I thought maybe you wanted to know because were you thinking about coming to get me? I was trying to see why you were concentrating on that my location.
Oh no! I'm on Bonaire in Victoria.
I don't understand why you would need to know. I told you that I'm fleeing abuse, and I'm not sure why you want to concentrate on the location, and we can't move past that.
Oh well. I just didn't know if you were from out of town or whatever.
I just know I have commuted all over the place and just looking for someone that can be supportive. I'm sorry, I've had a lot of people that were prearranged into mind games and other things, so it has me a little bit.
No, it's nothing like that.
Okay.
If you wanted support.
I don't know exactly how. I don't have transportation. I thought that it doesn't matter to me. However you want to manipulate it or set it up, but I don't have transportation.
You don't have transportation?
No.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not really being heard. I don't have transportation.
No, I hear you don't have transportation.
That's what I would inform the lady. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I said that I'm going in a situation and I'm being ostracized and isolated by government officials deliberately, abusing power. So I don't have transportation. Do you think anyone would be able to give me a ride or willing to be a support system? She said that she didn't think anybody would be willing to give me a ride, but perhaps maybe that she can have someone call me as a support system. I guess she didn't communicate that with you. But
yes, I am calling you for a support system.
But you did say that you wanted me to meet in person, and I don't have transportation for that. And then you asked me if I could meet you at church. And I don't have transportation. And I asked her to tell whoever she would refer me to that I did not have that capability.
Right. Well, I guess I didn't understand. If me and my husband were to...
Okay, if you choose to do that, pick me up. I can give you more details, but I'm not quite certain on what kind of thing is happening here, what you're willing to do with this phone call.
Well, what do you want me to do? What are you asking? You're asking for companionship and someone to be social with. Do you need help?
Well, I don't have rights like typical human beings do. So I think that it's in my best interest. I found just to see what that party's willing to give. But from my experience, I've had armies full of people ask me what I wanted from them and my expectations, but that doesn't really work because I don't really get my expectations met. So I found that out for me and having to go through this years that it's just better to I'll ask people what they're willing to give me. Since I know most of my experiences are compromise in relationships, I just want to know what you're wanting to give for what you're willing to give. As being a Christian and taking the step to call me.
Well, I took the step to call you, and I told you I would be here for you verbally, and I would meet with you. Me and my husband would meet with you and have lunch and talk and want.
You don't know what more I would want.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about what I can get. What I would want was communication that is not biased and someone that authentically has my best interest at heart, and that Christians that authentically could be a Christian that don't have ulterior motives. That would be really nice. If I could have a friendship or a relationship without someone pre-controlling it, prior to us even speaking, that would be
Mm-hmm.
priceless. Because I've noticed that with a lot of my relationships, they're compromised, and that's not an incredible story. So when I'm speaking with people, they're playing mind games. That's why I wanted to address up front. What would you be willing to give me? And then people play on words. I don't know what you. I mean, I'm not saying that you are, but like, what I don't know what else she would want. So I'm only wanting what people are willing to give me.
Well, I told you what I would give you.
Oh well, then that's good, and that's what I'm happy with. What you'll give me, especially if it's authentic. I really do appreciate that authentic people that aren't trying to start arguments or low key degrade me because I've been accustomed to. I'm not accustomed, but I've been experiencing that for an extended amount of time.
Yes.
So, someone is paying people when they're upset to play mind games and start arguments. And I know
No,
that's an
I don't
incredible
care
story.
for people that play mind games.
Me either.
No, that's.
Are you going to be available in a few minutes? Because I was on the trying to do something regarding the police department. Can I call you back?
I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. A lot of times they're enlisted for distractions, and I never hear from them again.
Okay, so did you want me to start the process for you to file a report or not?
I did, but I would like if I could have customer service and not be violated and mistreated trying to do reports repeatedly over and over. I did ask you the question, and then you slandered me on if it's systematic to purposely torture me trying to do reports and start arguments.
At this point, I'll be getting you over to a supervisor.
Okay, thank you. God, let the parties know who's in control. I said that you have to be disrespected. This want to live where people were instructed to mistreat you, disrespect you, violate you, slander you, and you just have to live like this year after year. It's enforced that you get treated. We will guard you, and if we guard your son, he got mad because I was asking him if it was prearranged for people to start arguments with me and be abusive when I'm trying to do reports. And then said that I need to speak with the supervisor because it keeps happening. And I thought that it was a strategy to keep someone from doing a report. If you're terrorizing them, that'll minimize their want to do reports. I just really don't know the relevancy of, recording letting you hear the rest of it. I mean, there's almost 3,000 videos. All one would have to do is just dig into my files and see all kind of felonies all these people racked up. So obviously these people aren't changing, and it appears to be just spinning my wheels for a decade. So I just don't see why I do this. I guess when it's something more extreme, then I try to set a standard for myself. It's already caused a speech impediment. I haven't been communicating. I'm not going to say can't the best of my capability because I'm feel this ma'am, that it's toxic. And then you have to try to speak and you're fighting for your life, but someone on the other end is deliberately trying to interrupt you, begging for your life in strategies that that they can't be held accountable for. That's psychologically damaging. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is just look at these videos, and anyone with common sense would know how this would feel. Anyone that has a heart, those few people in my environments that are still left. And if you think that I'm being condescending by saying few people, what is being done? Who's here for me right now? What love and support do I have? Who's giving me a location to, get something done, to have these government officials being held accountable? Who's coming over here checking on me saying, are you okay? That you don't need to go through that. You don't deserve that. I'll stand up for that. I will not be accomplice to any kind of abuse. Who's doing that?